Hi, I'm John Fitzgerald and welcome to this week's edition of Team Wealth Builders. I want to talk to you about real estate and what it is. Real estate is land, and therefore we're in the land use business. Whenever I talk to clients or potential purchasers or investors, I talk about dollar cost per square metre and GFA, gross floor area, and site coverage. Now, why do I talk about that? Because I look at the future of things. And to look at the future, the best case study you can do on a city to look at the future is London. If you went to London in the 1980s, you saw old 6-bedroom, 8-bedroom mansions with basements, etc., that had been converted to 6 tenancies. No car parking, anything like that. Why did they do it? Because they had a population explosion in London, but the population explosion wasn't families, it was immigrants and migration. And guess what? We have that in Australia. We're going to think about these things because we know a couple of numbers that are really telling from a population perspective. We have the highest population growth, but the number of persons per household is actually going down. And the number of migrants we're bringing into the country, average age 20 to 25. So they're living on their own. In fact, 1 in 4 houses in Australia are single dwellers. So think about how we see cities now changing, and good areas, good case studies on that is some parts of Brisbane around New Farm, Fortitude Valley, where you have the dual occupancy or multi-occupancy dwelling, no car spaces. Sydney, where they're bolting on little 1-bedroom bed sits and allowing them to be strata titled, and Melbourne doing that, particularly around university areas, share accommodation. Where is it all going? It's all going to demand land because it's all being driven by the meeting of, I should say, the crossroad of population growth. At the same time, we have governments, federal, state and local, who can't afford the urban sprawl and infrastructure spending anymore. So what they want to do is use their land more, and that's where we come in because we have the land. If you've got 400-500 square metre blocks of land, you have a potential for future occupancy, and I think that's very exciting because that's what's going to create an income for you in retirement. Thanks for listening to me.